My name is James Bottom. This is a monumental moment for the sales development community. SDR League is here to educate, to empower, to entertain by bringing live cold calls straight to you. So we have two sales athletes backstage right now getting ready to do their thing. While they prepare to enter the ring and get their mind right, I'm going to play a little intro, let people join the stream here, and then we'll get things started. We'll start bringing these fighters in. Again, Cold Cage #1, SDR League, monumental time. Really excited about this, and thanks for showing up. And we have some very, very, very special things planned today.
Yeah, SDR League, closing on my colleagues. When it's said and done, they gon' all applaud me. With the squad doing numbers, that's my heartbeat. MVP, got 'em watching from the floor, yeah. Running the score, grinding and open up doors. Kiss me on top of the Forbes, advancing my levels, my name on the boards. Study the field, rest of my plan of attack like I'm playing lacrosse. Hustle healthy on the front line, need a shoe deal to endorse. Competition got me ready for war, prospects know I build a rapport. SDR League, closing on my colleagues. When it's said and done, they gon' all applaud me. With the squad doing numbers, that's my heartbeat. MVP, got 'em watching from the floor seats.
That's it. The intro. We're ready to bring in our first sales athlete, someone that is showing up ready to go. He's fired up. We're going to play the walk-up intro for our first sales athlete here. And I think you'll all know him. You all love him. Somebody that is definitely...
Step into the cage right now. Get into
Making his way to the cold cage right now is Ryan the Racer Reiser. Hailing from Denair, California, Ryan has over 15 years in the sales game and is the CEO and founder of Reiser Consulting.
mine, all I need is the dollar. Fire it up, no need for the dollar.
This is it. Here we go. We've got Ryan Reiser, Ryan the Racer Reiser. Look at this guy. He's in a freaking racer suit right now. He's got his Bane mask on, okay? Ryan, talk to us about how you're feeling right now. This is history. This is absolute history. You know, I've got to bring in our color commentator for this, Corey Bray. Corey, get in here and let's talk about the monumental time that we're having here. Look at Ryan here.
Oh man, he's pumped up. He's pumped up. This reminds me when I was little, watching Kevin Nash and Scott Hall come on stage in the NWO black and white. Only this is business.
This is business. We're here to have a lot of fun, and we've got to bring up our second sales athlete. Again, somebody you know and love, somebody that's here to do some real damage. And I think we're going to see that.
Making his way to the cold cage right now is David the Whistler Zach. Hailing from Tel Aviv, Israel, David has 10 plus years in the sales game and is the CEO and founder of Whistle.
Yes. Where David, there he is. He popped into the screen like a maniac. That was insane. I don't think he's already pulling out some magic. Here he is, folks. David Zeff, welcome to the cold cage, my man.
And this guy, he walks on to Metallica,
Thank
so he's
you.
already winning in my book.
Oh yeah, well, we had to. When I asked everybody for their walk-up music, when he chose that, I knew the mindset that he was coming to the Cold Cage with. You know what? Let's get everybody in here now that we've introduced everybody. Hey, here we are, the two sales athletes, ready to go for Cold Cage 1. Let's see if we can't get these two down here facing each other. There we go. There we go. Squaring off for what is going to be a really, really exciting event. Now, let's talk about what's about to happen here, okay? We are going to have these sales athletes go call for call. That means that Ryan, the Ricer, is going to make a dial. He might connect, he might not. He might have a conversation, he might not, right? Then it's going to go to David. We're going to go call for call, connect for connect, and we're going to make sure that this is a fair competition, okay? And what's super interesting about this, and something that we haven't really publicized about the event, is the fact that David is going to be pitching services from Ryan's company, and Ryan is going to be pitching services for David's company. Okay, so we did a little swip and swap, swoop and swip. What do you think about that, Corey? I feel like you got a kick out of that.
Well, I love it because it shows who's actually an athlete, because anybody can memorize their own stuff and talk about things that are comfortable to them. But what happens when you step into the away game? Different. Shows who's really an athlete.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know they're going to both be able to do it because they're both great at what they do. And so I'm excited to see where they're just going to be able to knock the ball out of the park. And then I know they're going to hit a wall, and we're going to be there heckling them when that happens.
Right there to pop in. Because, Corey and I have the easy job today. We get to sit back and watch these two dudes do their thing. Are we ready to get this thing going here? Are we feeling good? Let's talk to the sales athletes. David, talk to us about your mindset. How did you prepare for Cold Cage 1 here?
So preparation is everything, guys. Firstly, mindset, very happy to be here. Looking forward to making Ryan a lot of money. I told him to clear his schedule next week and to take no lunch breaks. This is a charity event for me, really. I know his schedule's probably open anyway, so it'd be nice for me to give back, and that's a big part of why I'm here. What was the other one? Oh, preparation. Yeah, it's pretty simple, guys. Thankfully, buckets is a already valuable solution, and ultimately it just comes down to answering 3 questions. Why me? Why now? How does this help me? You can't get through those 3 on a call. No one cares, and that's basically what I've focused on. And I'm keeping it real high tech over here. You would have all seen how I built this live the other day. That's it, man. Here's my objections. That's all you need.
Pen and paper, baby. Pen
Always.
and paper. Yeah, we all got one. Ryan, how are you feeling? You've got the Bane mask off now. I know Ryan's actually done a lot of work getting us enabled here with the technology. So as you get into your cold call race suit mindset, how are you feeling, sir?
I'm pumped. I'm trying to get in the zone here. I'm feeling the excitement boil up here, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what we can do here. The biggest part about today is that I'm going to be throwing a couple different things out there, try to show people the importance of what we find at the top of the funnel that most people struggle with is that consistency and confidence. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that say things won't work. So I'm going to actually be throwing a couple curveballs out here and trying different things each time and see what sticks. I'm sure David's over there with his one little script that he memorized and he feels really good out on paper, but I'm going to be doing some different stuff here. We'll see what happens.
Okay. And the sales athletes are going to go head to head. We brought Corey here not only to provide color commentary, but also because, Corey, you're multiple time author. You've got so much authority in this space. So whenever you feel like you need to interject and say, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what happened on this call. We're going to have a little bit of a coaching with Corey moment brought to you by Close Loop.
Love it.
And so
one of my most recent books was 46 Reasons Your Cold Calls Fail. So I'm going to be looking for these 46 reasons as we listen to these calls.
that's it. And I do have to give a huge, huge shout out to all of the sponsors that have backed us, given us support as we've gotten this thing off the ground. Headset Advisor, Phone Burner, SV Academy, Draft Sales, Sales Gig, all fantastic folks that put their faith in us. Now, before we get started, before we kick things off and start dialing, part of this fun live event is that we're going to make this a live event. So you're going to get to enjoy some cool things. One of those cool things are some cool commercial breaks from some of our sponsors. First up, we're going to queue up a fantastic commercial from Headset Advisor, one of our supportive sponsors, one of our supportive sponsors. Can you tell that I'm trying to kill time?
Hey, you're in sales, right? The last thing you want is to be on these important phone calls. While you're on that phone call, your cord's all tied up. To avoid dealing with the problems I dealt with in the previous clips, reach out to us here at Headset Advisor and we'll match you with the best compatible headsets for your unique needs. And for watching this commercial, use coupon code COLDCAGE10 for 10% off your order.
That's right, everybody. We've got our own promo code with Headset Advisor. When I saw that, I was super excited. Shout out to Headset Advisor. Thank you for being one of the early supporters. Sales athletes, are we ready to get this thing rocking and rolling?
Yeah, one technical thing here, James. I'm getting some notes. I don't think LinkedIn Live hit the feed, but the other ones are live. So if folks are trying to figure out how to get on here, it's probably easiest to go to the YouTube. So if we want to drop that in Chatter and someone on the back end, go to the YouTube account so they don't have to sign up for Twitch, or it's on Twitch, YouTube, as well as Periscope, assuming they're streaming. But I don't think it hit the LinkedIn because of some sort of issue there. So LinkedIn doesn't like us, but we'll still do it live.
Hey, that's okay, baby. It might have had something to do with them going down the other day. Who knows? Maybe they weren't ready for all the traffic. Maybe they just knew they wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, so if we could get the YouTube link distributed straight to the Ricer Consulting YouTube channel, it actually is live and looks like it's running just fine.
Fantastic. Shout out to YouTube. I'm going to put that link right here in the chat and send that out so anybody can find it, and I'll shoot over to LinkedIn, make that happen. Anything else we need to handle before we get started here and really get into the action?
Hey, did you guys go through how scoring's working here today for everybody so they know what's going on?
Yeah, so absolutely, Ryan. Do you want to walk us through that? How the scoring is going to work? Because it's not meeting for meeting. It's completion for completion, which I think is super unique. Let's talk about that a little bit. We'll cover it more at the end when we go over the actual score and talk about how we got there. But give us a high-level overview of how we're scoring this thing.
So folks are aware today, again, we're going for five connects. Hopefully we'll get that done, knocked out with the data we have. Dialers up. A completion is, by definition, doesn't matter how many dials you do in a day. You could do 50, you could do 100, you could do 1,000. What we care about are daily completions. Completion. We connected with the person we intended to connect with by name and title. Right? They allowed us to present the reason why we were calling, and we got to some sort of next step. That could be a yes, it could be a no, it could be a not now, it could be a meeting, it could be a referral. But at the end of the day, we want to optimize for completions. And so what we're going to be doing here from a scoring perspective is optimizing towards trying to manage the conversation, regardless of what happens, right? We can't control what happens in every single connect. We can catch people with a bad time, all sorts of things. And you'll watch myself and David work through to try to get to a completion. Our main objective, of course, right now has been said, and David, I slacked you my LinkedIn you my calendar link. Can you send me yours as well? We forgot that piece. We will try to book some meetings, of course. Of course, we're going to try to get meetings. That's going to be the intention. You'll see some of the frameworks here. But if we cannot get a meeting, we want to try to still either gather information or at least build some awareness, right? So those are all ways we're going to be scoring here. And so it's 5 for 5. A full completion is scored regardless of the outcome, so long as it's a full completion. And so the commentator on is that truly a completion or not, and the coaching and the feedback is going to be towards not how do we get more meetings, but how do we actually gather the appropriate amount of information in a conversation to ensure that we're doing the best that we can do in that first connect, so that we decide properly, is this somebody that we should be going after in the next connect, right? Too many reps will spend too much time chasing the wrong deals, booking meetings with people that probably don't even need meetings with. And so that's the goal here. We are going to optimize for completions.
Love it. I'll be keeping score here on the back end. Corey gets to hang out while each of the sales athletes is making dials to provide that color commentary. So Ryan's going to go first. Ryan's going to be the first sales athlete in the cage. I'm going to take David out. I'm going to take myself out, and we're going to get this thing going, okay?
All right, here we go. So question just came up from the chat. These are super cold calls. So the one thing about this data is has been what I call validated, meaning that we know that these are people who have picked up the phone before, which help us get into more connects faster. But I or David have not ever spoken to them. These are super cold calls. So we don't know what's coming at us. We'll see what happens today. All right, I'm firing it up. That's right. And for those who want to see the dial session, little cam here. One of the tools I'm using here, of course, is our great sponsor. Oh, James, you got to kick me in. My screen share, bang. I got my my dialer over here. It's going to be over here. And then one of the things you'll see I'm going to be working on is I have 5 different intros, right? I'm going to actually kick out 5 different intros today. I know David's got his little pen and paper, and he's going to focus on his one so he doesn't forget his name.
One trick pony.
That's right. He doesn't want to forget his name. But I got 5 different intros. I'm going to go 5 for 5 with a different one. And you'll see I'm actually doing some where people absolutely hate them. Have I caught you at a bad time? My favorite at the end, if we get to it, how are you doing today? Oh, boy. People just hate that one, but we'll see if it makes a difference, right? And I got a few others thrown in here. And then I'm going to be testing a couple different things in between, the Townsend method, the psychology there, you'll see it, and then what we do in my expansion statement. So that's what I have on my side screen, and we'll get going to it. So my dials are going to start. Again, we don't know how often people are going to pick up here because these are no one's expecting our call, but we'll see if we can get some connects.
Off to the races. While we're waiting, let's see what Ryan has on his whiteboard back there. Huh. Nothing that interesting. Oh, man, he's in the zone. Look at that face. This guy's serious. I just feel like standing up is the appropriate thing to do right now. So we're standing up. We're focused. We got energy. Stretch a little bit. You got those dumbbells down there? Might need to use the stands right now. We'll get him lifting weights here in a little bit. As soon as when you get your first connect, we want to see you pump out some shoulders. Kettlebells.
All right, I got a voicemail. Next number.
All right. 0 for 1. Are we calling cell phones? We calling landlines?
These are all validated. I'm not sure what type is.
Love it. Doesn't matter.
Hey, is this Zach? Hey, Zach, this is Ryan Reiser. Have I caught you at a bad time? Yeah, actually, again, this is Ryan Reiser. I'm calling with Whistle. The purpose of my call was to see if we could find some time on your calendar for an introduction conversation sometime in the coming weeks. Do you happen to have 10 minutes for an introduction call, maybe next Wednesday or Thursday? Yeah, so what we do in one sentence is we help CEOs grow revenue without having to hire more salespeople, buy more software, or run ads. Does that sound like something you'd be open to learn a little bit more about in the next week or two? Yeah, well, so I was doing some research on your team here, and it looked like you guys already have some SDRs on staff. Is that right? Some folks that are actually doing proactive outreach like this? Yeah, actually, yeah. Army Flashcards was the one company I was looking at, and I was looking at David Jones as one of your SDRs. So it looked like he does a lot of both B2B and B2B sales and lead acquisition. And that's kind of where we specialize at the top of the funnel. It's not going to break your bank here. As I said, we don't have to hire more people or bring on more technology. What we do is we help your SDRs eliminate all of that kind of waste and the frustration that has that goes into trying to contact people in this new digital world we live in with all the layoffs and things that have happened with COVID. You know, you buy data, you research it, you think you're in a good spot, you spend 5-10 minutes crafting an email and it bounces. Or you pick up the phone and dial, it takes 100 dials to talk to 3, maybe 5 people a day. What we've done at Whistle is you send us your list of the accounts and contacts you want to go after. We return 100% on-demand human researched and validated records to your reps. So they spend no time on bad data and all their time actually prospecting to have more meaningful conversations. Yeah, and you mentioned that you're making some calls yourself. Yeah. Yeah, Whistle. Get your data clean as a whistle, right? Super catchy. Well, hey, it sounds like right now is not the best time. I know I just caught you out of the blue here, and it's probably going to be a month or two down the road. Would you be open to a follow up at some point in the next quarter or so, just to see how things are kicking around for you guys as you think about expansion? That far out. So do you have any? You said like you're going to make some investments in other areas, but is any of that around growth? I mean, looking at sales, or is it more product development? Uh-huh. Go. Yeah, that's fair. No, I appreciate all the information. Yeah, thanks for your time today, Zach. I really appreciate the insight. If it's okay with you, we'll follow up down the road and wish you all the best. Have a good day. Bye. All right.
Clear?
So we weren't able to convert it. He kept kicking the tires. Got a couple different businesses and things like that. But we're going to move on so that David has a chance to chat. I probably should have gracefully exited out of that a little bit sooner, but trying to get to that completion. That's a guy that was, not really there. He's like, it's kind of this, there, and that, but trying to manage the conversation and get to where we need to be. How do we go? How do we do there, right? What's the next phase here? David, do you know how to load the next rep, by the way? I'll make sure you're on track here.
I'll give it a go, but I'm willing to bet that Zach dude is someone you paid earlier because he spent way too long on the phone with you.
What happens when
you're selling the greatest?
To my lives, bro. I have 30-minute conversations all the time.
You're selling the greatest product on earth. It shouldn't be that complicated just to buy some Whistle.
Everyone's always saying, they're like, oh, cold calling's hard because they won't talk to me. I was like, yeah, because you're calling a director of sales enablement and you're trying to tell them how your product's better than the other product. You call CEOs to talk about the business. Oh, is any of this investment around growth? Oh, gee whiz. Guess what? They want to talk to you. Boom. Done. Winning.
All right. Now, gents, I'm in the dial in call history. I'm going to finish the top one.
Okay. I'm taking Ryan out. I'm going to give him a break. And
let him sit down. Let him have a rest.
To answer a quick question.
Loose, huh?
answer a quick question. We aren't sharing the other side of the calls right now. Some cases we probably could have. Some cases we probably shouldn't have. I know other people might be doing that. We're going to do it the right way this first time. We'll talk about each call. We'll do some feedback after we get some live connects in, but we want to get this ball rolling and get these guys on live with some prospects. So I'm going to bow out here. And right now, we're clocking in at 112 viewers currently to this live stream. No pressure at all. So here we go. I'm going to bow out. Let's see how this thing goes.
All right, everybody. So I'm just here in Phone Burner. Let's see where we're going. Pause and preview.
Green microphones always get better connectors, by the way.
Yeah, gamer microphones. Yeah, you're right. And builds character and neck strength as well. So it's very important too.
Love it. How do you keep your hair so well manicured under that headset?
I glue it on. Just don't take the headset off. All right, let's hit start dialing. And ready to go. We've got first guy coming up.
Lots of gel. That's great. Yeah, it was the big question I had this morning is who spent more time, me trying to get my hair done or Ryan pre-texting his list to get people warmed up. A lot of rumors flying around today. Don't know what's true or not.
We just hit a voicemail. So moving on to the next one. Oh, this is a name I'm gonna hopefully get right.
Oh, mispronouncing names is gonna really hurt your scorecard.
Seamus, hi, David from Research Consulting. We haven't spoken before, but I saw that you're growing your SDR team, and I thought to reach out. Do you have a moment? Okay, Seamus, can I just double check one last thing? Burn.
Oh, wow.
Unavailable.
Shut down.
I'm fine. We're all set. So he's not interested. I'm just going to put him as a set no.
Boom. Wow. Okay, so the talk time statistics are moving in one direction towards Mr. Reiser today.
Hold on. Let's calm yourselves down just before. Hey, it's early days, my boys and girls. It's a numbers game. No, he was all set, good to go. See you later.
He was not all set. He didn't even know what you're talking about.
He doesn't know what I'm talking about, but he didn't give me the chance. So that's why I thought, listen, let's see if I can give him, let's see if I can squeeze 5 seconds. But not meant to be. Next.
So, David, just a little coaching feedback here.
Oh, here we go.
You might want to enter in with a little more confidence.
From the guy who didn't book a call for me after 25 minutes of talking to the other guy. From the guy who didn't book a call. I think I've talked to my wife less today than you just spoke to Zach.
All right, let's go. On to the next one, huh? On to the next one, because that might happen to me now. I might get it, I might not. Let's go. Connects. We're in.
Going. Let's
By
go.
the way,
Let's
how about that connect validated data, huh? 4 dials, 2 connects. That's what happens.
That's clean.
Clean stuff.
Clean as
We're gonna
whistle.
we're gonna do a quick commercial break before we do another set of dials here. This is exciting stuff. No waiting around 45 minutes for conversations around these parts. We make it happen around here. Big thanks to all the sponsors. Big thanks. And hope everybody's having fun. There's a ton of you here.
Meet Phone Burner. We're an outbound sales dialing platform that streamlines repetitive tasks so sales reps can focus on what matters, having more conversations and closing more sales. Features like call recording, call transfer, local caller ID, email tracking, lead distribution, third-party integrations, and reporting and analytics. Agents and administrators have all the tools they need to grow a bigger, more engaged sales pipeline. Try it out for yourself without a credit card at phoneburner.com.
We ready to go here?
Let's go. I'm dialing.
All right.
He's still got his jacket all the way zipped up, so it's not totally confident yet. He zips it. Oh wow, okay. He's not lifting weights. He's jumping though. He's doing his thing. I love it. You gotta get some of those sponsor logos on your blank white chest there, bro.
Hey, Mike, this is Ryan Reiser. Hey, Mike, can you hear me? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, this is Ryan Reiser. You and I haven't met, but I had a quick question. I was hoping you might be able to help me out for a moment. Well, I appreciate it. So I noticed that you guys have some SDRs on your team right now, and we're seeing a lot of companies trying to figure out how to reach their prospects now that many are like work from home. Has your team seen a decline in connect rates when sending emails or making outbound calls over the last 6 to 12 months? Oh, when you say you're already working with some other folks, you talk about like outsourcing or data vendors? Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it's great to hear that things are going pretty well over there. What we do over here, if you don't mind me just sharing in one sentence, is help your team eliminate all that waste and frustration that can happen when you pick up the phone and call someone that maybe is not at the company anymore, or send an email that's going to bounce. We do something called real-time data validation, human data validation. And what it does is it can about 2x your sales development productivity. So you don't have to change anything you're doing. Your rep sounds like you got a baked out system, but by having the data validated ahead of your team doing it, you can double their productivity almost overnight. Does that sound like something to be worth? Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, Mike, what's the best email for you? Huh? Got it. Okay. Yeah, and it sounds like there may be someone else that this is going to go to. Is this typically managed through the marketing team or the sales team on the data front? Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. What I've found is I'm going to send you some information, but people get pretty busy. Would you be open-minded to putting something on the calendar as a check-in next week or the week after? That sounds good. Hey, Mike, I appreciate your time. I know I only asked for a minute, so thank you so much. All the best.
Man, Ryan gets people to talk to him.
Yes, I do.
He does.
So this is one where it's he's pushing off. It's the CEO. He's like, hey, it's not me. It's going to be someone else on my team, so on and so forth. So that's why I was asking for. Did I get lost? Am I off the air?
Yeah, you're just frozen.
No, we can hear you.
Okay.
You just froze. It's probably a better look. Oh, that's much better. That's completely done. Thank God. 12,000 people tuning in. Just breathe a sigh of relief. Look, we don't know, right? Maybe the person hung up 2 seconds into the call and Ryan's just been talking to himself the last 15 minutes. But let's give him some credit.
The good news is,
let's give him some credit. He's keeping them on the phone. So props to you.
part of our post-match follow-up will be for all of these calls. We will take the other side. We will remove all of the sensitive information, and we're going to send this out to everybody who's watching this, right? So there's going to be a little deliverable on the audio side. You'll be able to hear both sides of the conversation, and also know that you saw it live when it went down. So look, I'm over here tallying, but I don't think it takes any, too much math to understand that, David needs to get back in the ring, see if he can't have a conversation. Ryan, we're going to kick you out, and I'm going to kick myself out, and we're going to keep this thing going and get David back in the hot seat.
Yeah. Let's get
All right,
David
folks.
in the multiple minutes.
Let's get this cracking in. Okay, just setting it up.
He spent more time setting it up than he has talking to people today.
All right, that's a good call. That's why you're around. Certainly not for the looks, that's for sure. All right, we've got Ryan here. Let's do a little 2 seconds of just background here. Okay. Well, these links are way off. Okay, we're gonna dial.
Doesn't sound good.
A lot of ringing.
Okay, we're gonna move on from that guy. No answer. Let's see the next one. Donald. The Donald. Donald? Hi, it's David. Do you have a moment? My name's David Zeff. I'm calling from Ricer Consulting. We haven't spoken before, but I saw that you guys are growing your sales team, so I thought to reach out. Is it okay to chat for 10 seconds? Okay, I'll do my best to fit it in. You said you don't handle it. Do you know who's the best person to speak to in terms of? Yeah, I'll give you a bit of background about us. So if you've got SDRs on the phones doing what I'm doing today, right, trying to talk to people, in 2021, they're only speaking to about 3 people every day. And what we've done is we've built a system to allow them to speak to about twice as many people, just like we're doing now, so that they can, book more meetings and close more deals. And I'm just hoping it's okay. So yes, it's a similar kind of system, but the difference is that all the dials that we put out there are actually pre-validated. So we're not only just looking for phone, we're also looking for the best people to approach on email, on social. Exactly, pre-validated, exactly. What we do is we have, okay, yeah, for sure. So what we do is we actually have a team that firstly builds and filters all those numbers, dials them through, checks the email addresses that they send, checks the social that person's still in the job. Then they'll actually send out either a message, a dial, or check how active they are on social. And they will create, we call it buckets. So they basically create different buckets of people, which is basically different categories, saying, hey, person A, answers the phone. So we are, so that's an interesting thing. Okay, so I'll break out 2 things. So interesting thing about those traditional companies, Donald, is they're basically subscribing you to a rotting piece of data. I don't know what your reps are seeing today, but everyone's moving jobs, specifically in like the last year or so, and they can only audit those leads maybe every 3 months. So a lot of the data your reps are dialing is just incorrect. In terms of funding, it's a good question. I can get some details on that over to you, but right now we're powering a number of the biggest companies out there. I can also send you some case studies too after our call. We're based in California. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Donald, I appreciate that feedback, and I just want to make sure I didn't get it wrong. So, just so I understand, I'm my team's based in California, but yeah, you're talking about where the company's located? Okay. 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 So Okay, so can I just don't want to burn this one because maybe I'm just clueless. If it's okay with you, if we follow up and just if I check in on my side, just double check, right, that we haven't. Okay. Okay. All right. No problem. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Oh. Shut down. You tried.
Wait. I'll explain what happened there.
Okay.
I just have to stop this somehow.
James, you have a incoming excuse.
In the call.
Wait.
No,
It's
disposition.
Not. One second.
In the call disposition.
1 second. Okay, let me just explain what happened there for the viewers at home. So Donald's like, I didn't touch anything to do with sales. I'm just the owner of the business, blah, blah, blah. But we got his attention. He asked where we're calling from. I panicked. I don't know where the hell Ryan's based. As far as I know, he lives in a cave. But then when I said I'm based in California, because that's where I think he's based, the guy told me, no, actually, we are not allowed to work with anyone in California. It's actually a legal issue if a company in California is doing buckets. So it doesn't matter what you tell me from now on, I can't work with you. So there's a swear word that goes with that moment, which I'm not going to say here in front of the millions of viewers and children at home. But like that was so close. And if I would have picked any place in the world other than California,
any place, literally.
I just panicked. I knew he wakes up early, and I'm like, I'm sure
that's
California.
the truth.
Hold on.
It is the truth. All right.
That is a farce, right? You could have picked anywhere in the world and get. You know what? I can't do business with that person in the world.
No, he was quite detailed. He's like, our NDAs don't work with you guys. You can't
That makes
call
no
from
sense.
California.
That makes no sense.
Dude, I'm just an SDR.
Let me call him back. Hey, this is Ryan with Ricer Consulting. I heard that.
You want to try?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Call him back.
Wait,
What
how do I find this contact? Let's.
This is
Are you
this
kidding
is
me?
where it's
This
gonna
is
get
as hard
fun.
as it gets.
What's his name?
Dude, I don't know. I panicked.
Hey, let's
Lost it.
not say
I'll
that
send
out
it.
loud.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it out
Oh,
loud.
yeah,
I
yeah,
will.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
I'll send it over. But that was
David,
close.
Great
That was
job.
close.
Great job moving through what looked like to be an initial rough start.
Oh
got through
yeah,
it.
absolutely. I'm taking David out. We're bringing
Hold on,
Ryan back in.
I think I just froze again. Hold on.
Yep, you did. You
James
did.
didn't freeze.
Yeah, we don't freeze because we're staying cool, brother. You know, we don't. They're the ones sweating on the phone. Me and you were just hanging out. You know, getting to watch this stuff. But it is.
I just booked a meeting with the CEO of a 100-person company on LinkedIn chat while we're doing this because I didn't have anything to do while I was talking. So I got one.
Okay. Yes. Coaching with Corey brought to you by Close Loop. He's booking meetings while he's on the damn line with us. I think it's fantastic.
Are we back?
You're back loud and clear. I think maybe David had the same problem where he was freezing up a bit. So hopefully he pops back in too. So let's keep this thing going. I'm going to bow out and get you back.
Are you guys ready for this next one? It's my good old-fashioned favorite, different opener. See what happens.
Your dial to connect rate is insane.
It's called Connect Validated Data. If you want it, I'll sell it to you. It's called Buckets, baby.
Or it's like, I get one conversation a day. I'm like, Ryan gets one every 3 dials. It's nuts.
Voicemail. Sometimes you think of voicemail as the
voicemails. People are in meetings.
No, but I sometimes I answer and you're like,
oh yeah. The people that have the hello voicemails, those are fun. Oh man. All right, let's see what we can do. So we got one dial. If anybody else at home is struggling to get connects, this is the thing, man. You get knocked down if you only talk to one person a day. If you talk to people consistently, it's easy to bounce back and get into the next conversation.
Unfortunately, I've done 2 dials now and I didn't have it connect. It feels weird.
Ryan gets upset after 2 dials. Come on.
I expect these connects.
Ryan doesn't actually get upset. He's just an athlete. Big rugby player. And if you don't know this about Ryan, he's a semi-professional bowler as well. The guy can roll like at 230, 240.
Not that high. Not my average. Average is more like a 207, 208.
207
average. My average. I can definitely roll that, but
Yeah.
my average.
I could definitely bowl a 240. Nobody's ever said that. Yeah. It's also interesting that he picks the sports that, bowling, racing, rugby. Watched a lot of ESPN8 The Ocho growing up, did you?
Voicemail.
Man.
Come on, this is too much.
We're at 0 for 3?
0 for 5 at this point. Well, this is the fifth one. This is the fifth one.
5 dials in 2 minutes, so that's good.
That's phone burner, baby. You go through quick. If you're not getting the connects, again, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and the thing I like about phone burner is they kept all the vowels in their names, so when you Google them, you can actually find them. A lot of these tech companies, they take out the vowels.
And I might have jinxed my.
I think you got to lift some weights. Get the kettlebell.
I don't have it with me. It's in the gym now outside, but I have. I might have jinxed myself on this side of the list because when you hear it, I'm going to use a different opener. It's kind of interesting. You'll see. I might have jinxed it when I get the connect.
Yeah. Everyone's waiting. I also love how David asked permission to talk for 10 seconds, and then he talked for like 30 seconds. That was fun. I had that written down as a note, so I had to bring that up. Heckle him a little bit. He's not here. I'll get you, Ryan, when you're off screen next time. What's going to happen first? A connect, or Ryan's going to have to get lunch?
Well, let's see if this one's going to work. Robo Killer, just screen it. Let's see if it can come through. Ryan Reisert.
Google Connect.
Robo Killer, the screen.
Robo Killer. Wow. Sounds like a movie from the mid-90s with Tom Arnold as one of the supporting actors. Is Tom Arnold ever the star of a movie?
I don't think so.
No.
Another Google boys.
He wasn't even the star of his own marriage.
Ryan Reisert.
That's funny, James.
I'm going to start just popping in to provide little quips like that.
Yeah, I love it.
You know?
I love it. Yeah, it definitely is. Do they still have Thursday Night SmackDown on professional wrestling? I haven't watched wrestling for years.
Hi, is this Saman? Hey, this is Ryan Reisert. I know I'm an interruption. Can I have 27 seconds to tell you why I called? I appreciate it. So just in one sentence, what we do is we help CEOs grow revenue without having to hire more salespeople, buy more software, or run traditional ads. Does that sound like something you'd be open to learn a little bit more about in the next year or two? Maybe when you don't have your baby with you. It sounds like I really got you at a bad time. Well, so our core, so I'm with Whistle. That's what spun the business, but actually we have this new thing we call Whistle Data, which is, it looks like you're actually actively hiring SDRs. That's what initiated my outreach here. I saw a job posting on LinkedIn, but do you, we offer that as a service, but our main thing is actually try to fuel your existing team with 100% human validated data. Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, no, I've been there. So David Zeff, our CEO, is somebody who has been through that ringer. He actually was the head of sales at one of these like sales development technology companies, and then he actually pivoted to building out Whistle because of his frustrations trying to build this team, whether it was in-house or outsourced. And what he does is he's created a unique process that focuses on trying to get to as many people as quickly as possible, so that you can learn and pivot. So there's a couple different ways that we operate that might be worth exploring, especially if you kick the tires around outsourcing and trying to think about in-house. I know, again, I'm catching it. It sounds like I baby there. Would you be open-minded to 15, 20-minute introduction conversation with David next week? Yeah. So again, I know it sounds like it's a terrible time here. Our website's pretty solid. It has some information. I can definitely get you a link over there. I know you're busy. We get busy. Would you be okay if I sent you that information, and then we'll throw something on the calendar? If you want to cancel it before, you certainly can, but that way we don't have to play phone tag.
Ooh.
Yeah. How does next Tuesday or Wednesday look for you? Okay, yeah, perfect. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick a time for next Wednesday, right around this exact same time. And if that's about a week out, if you need to cancel it, you can. Otherwise, we'll keep it on the calendar. But we'll get you that. Information, and then we'll look to talk to you next week. All the best. Yeah, and I'm a father myself, so I completely respect your willingness to take this call while I was having the baby. So the world of work from remotely. Oh, congrats! That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.
Wow. Got him. Nice job.
We'll see what the show rates there, David. But
yeah, I already love getting. The thing I love about SDRs is the SDR that books a call and tells the prospect, can we just book it in and you can cancel it if you want? That's going to be solid. Appreciate it.
Why not?
It's called.
Yeah. I'm looking. Don't worry. I'll make no plans at whatever time that was. It sounds like you're super busy. Listen, can I just shove something in your calendar, and 10 seconds after this call, you can just not accept? Yeah, appreciate it. Cool. Cool, guys.
We're trying to entertain.
That's the game we're playing. I thought this was about education.
Show some tactics that are used on the front lines to get someone to do the micro commitments.
Yes, terrorism. That's like SDR terrorism.
Micro
we're trying to teach people how to go to war, not literally, kill innocents over there. You just killed my schedule. You gotta get
micro. So here's the thing, David. This guy actually was using outsourced SDRs. Yeah, no, outsource SDRs. Like, you guys are we tried it, doesn't work. Tried it, doesn't work. This is a guy that if you put in the work to get him in, you will have a meeting with him. So he's
so I've still got to. You mean I've still got to do the SDR job?
He's outsourced before, it didn't work. He's hiring SDRs. It's now a good idea because he picks up the phone. If he doesn't show up, to call him back. He had his fucking baby in his arm.
This is what I'm here for. Yes, this is what I'm here for.
Oh, man.
This also, this probably could just be encapsulated in Corey's next book. The AE SDR conversation of accepting a sales qualified meeting.
Yeah, David, he doesn't want the meeting, and he's complaining because he doesn't have any points on the board.
Firstly, I do. I just got one because that last one was a completion. So
yes,
the rules do state that I did score one. But secondly, that I know I'm talking a lot of shit, but I just want to be clear that we're talking about completions, and ideally we do want people coming to meetings who actually want to be there and actually have a business interest. Now he might have one, and I know I'm talking shit. He probably does.
He does. He's like, let me see how you're different. I got my baby in my arms. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear it, dude. I hear it, man. My baby's asleep.
My baby's in your arms. So I say, look, let me send it to you. I know you got your baby right now. Otherwise, I would have kept going through the. Hey, look, you want some information? Go to your website. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Hey, didn't we hear enough of Ryan today? Can we just get me back on the line?
Let's go.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll go to the
Yeah,
calls.
it is.
I
I mean,
have
it's
to
been
be-
amazing for Whistle to have Ryan just, talk so much. But
Hey Ryan, $20. David goes over 1 minute on this connect. I got the over.
Okay.
right,
wait
let's
a
go in.
minute. What was that? Oh,
I
got
got 20. Okay.
it. You guys are nuts. Okay. I'm out of here.
Something's going on here. All of your hold on. All of your available dialers in use. Ryan, I think you gotta do something. Just whatever. Let's just disconnect the active connection.
I need to end the dial session. My bad.
Oh,
You're
so
in.
the jacket.
You build them.
there we go. Gee whiz. Oh, the jacket's going off. All right, I see where this is going.
Yeah, don't extrapolate too much.
Ryan's been taking off his shirt and sending me shirtless videos all week, so I'm not surprised he's taking off more clothes now, to be honest. I'm upset, but I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not
That's
surprised. Great. Okay, let's just get this phone burner burning, baby.
Yes, he is wearing a onesie. It's a racing jacket or suit or outfit or what do they call it? No, they call it a fire suit. Is that what it's called? I used to watch NASCAR when I was in college.
All right, let's see what's going on here with Mark.
When NFL ends, what do you do on Sunday afternoons?
Wouldn't know what the NFL was, buddy. I come from parts unknown. From parts unknown.
Y'all don't watch the NFL?
Ooh. Highlights, maybe.
Highlights.
The highlights are mostly just ads. So as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's just a giant ad. All right. We're not here to bash the NFL. Let's be honest. Those respective athletes. Unlike Ryan.
David's getting some love in the chat.
Yeah, I'll do calls, Joe. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Not today, but I'll do anything for competition.
Mark, good morning. This is David. Have I caught you at a good time? Sorry, Mark. I'm calling from a company called Research Consulting. We haven't spoken before, but I thought to reach out because I saw that you guys are growing your sales team and that the position just got filled. I was curious if you're the best person to speak to about just boosting those new sales hires and just getting them to talk to more people on the phone, kind of like we're doing right now. Okay. So, Mark, I appreciate that. Just to be clear, what we're doing is we're actually not necessarily requiring you to increase your headcount. What we're doing is we're giving your reps better quality data. So we're actually pre-validating every contact, noting down which ones answer the phone, email, or social. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there'd be someone corporate. Okay. Yep. Okay. Who typically? So firstly, Mark, I really appreciate that guidance. Okay. Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
Does that count?
Hold on, I'll explain what goes on. You can decide. Not me. That's a not me. So here's the situation. Let me just end dialing. 1 second. I'm just really nervous. I'm going to talk while someone's actually
definitely went over a minute. So great job.
Okay, so let me explain what happened there. They've just been bought by another company, and that company that owns them now, there's somebody there. He doesn't know who the person is that's responsible for anything to do with contacts or what have you. He doesn't even know who to refer me with. But he did listen. He did go through it. He told me he actually confused us for like placing SDRs. And I said, look, he said, like, we've got a recruiter. That's what he was talking to me about. We've actually worked with a number of recruitment agencies, send me your information about that. So when I clarified that, no, we're here actually to give you better contact data, his response was, oh, if we're talking about anything like that, working with external vendors, I can't even help you because we just got purchased by another company and everything goes through corporate. I don't know what more I could have done with that one. I've got to be honest. Like he said right after that, I don't even know who to refer you to. So I didn't even try that. My only angle that I had left was to send him an email, and he was like, listen, I really do have to go though, so I appreciate it. Even sending him an email, let's be honest, it wasn't going to generate a sale, but I think I took that one probably as far as it could go. So up to the judges though, I'm just here to...
I'm just always curious in situations. So if he hadn't just got purchased, would he have had a conversation with you?
Well, he did have a conversation with me, and he wasn't the person. I think it was this way. Let's say he isn't the right person, right? Clearly, but there was someone else that he knew to refer me to. I think I would have got at least, okay, here's my email, what have you.
Yeah.
I think there he is, and we've seen this happen, often. I'm sure you guys see this all the time. He said, look, we just got purchased by a massive corporate. I don't want to say the name, but I can send it to you afterwards if you want to check my records. But starts with a W.
The acquired company, if people don't know this, they have no power to do anything at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, man, that's how it rolls. That's the world of SDR.
Well, and you know what the best part is? I got to be honest, my internet totally cut out like halfway through the second round. So my scoring's jacked up, but I can tell you that it's going to be very close as I tally up here. And the best part is that both of you have gotten points because look, you've gotten through conversations, you've found out, some information, you've gotten some good stuff out of these calls. And I think that is what we wanted to kind of show people is that it's not just, showing up to book meetings. There's value in these other outcomes because this is a reality of the top of funnel, right? You're not always going to be talking to the person that's ready to go right now, but what do you do with it? How do you improve? And that's what we're here to do. I think we've reached an hour already, guys. And I think before this, we were wondering if it would fly by or if it would drag on. I think it has absolutely flown by this first hour. We are going to land the plane.
My real job.
Right?
I wish I had no job like Ryan. Just spent the whole time live calling.
Whoa, beast mode.
Hey guys, it's me live calling again.
Just wait till we check the balance sheet in 6 months.
I'm with you, man.
Let me point out one thing that
with my blessing
is when David said,
with Corey moment.
David said, so your team can have live conversations like we're doing right now.
He stole that from my lives. That's my line. That's my line.
Oh yeah, you mean where you sell the product that I'm selling? Yeah, I would take that.
At that point,
it's called practice. It's called practice.
So that was
we're talking about practice.
No, I love it. I agree, Corey. I thought that line in particular was cool. Like it, at least and one thing that I noticed, you guys were using quote unquote controversial openers, right? Yeah. Openers that I've heard everybody say don't use, and they obviously worked. We had some conversations today, right? No, we didn't have to wait 30 minutes for a pickup. We had that connect validated data. Come on now,
James. So let me just say something real quick. So there's two types of people. There's two types of people that say that openers are controversial. Group A hasn't made a cold call since the Clinton administration.
Yes.
Zing.
Group B had whatever job they had for a little bit and then flunked out of it and went to do something else, and they just sit on the side and color commentate. You never see people that are actually crushing it run around telling everybody else that they're doing their job wrong.
Well, hey, Corey, that's why I decided to go. I was going to go down the list of all the ones that people hate today. Yeah. Did I miss any conversation past an opener?
No.
Everyone continued.
Hey, PGA golfers can putt with this pin. The best pool player around can probably make a 3-foot shot with this pin. It's about understanding the physics of what's going on within your environment, not saying, my line's better than your line. That's silliness.
So we're going to go into real quick, guys, before we end this, want to show some love to the rest of our sponsors. We're going to show a few commercials here. We're going to come back. We're going to do a little post-match press conference. So we've still got showing 90 folks hanging out with us right now. So sales athletes, take a breather. Corey, go fill up the tea that you made before the show. We're going to show some of these commercials. Shout out to all of the sponsors and all the support. Really appreciate it. This has been a blast today, guys. I think really tons of fun and something that I think you can look forward. There it is. Shout out to all the sponsors. We really appreciate it. Sales Gig, Headset Advisor, Phone Burner, SV Academy, Draft Sales. Thank you so much for putting your faith in us for this first Cold Cage 1, round 1. This is the other part of it, folks. This is round 1, right? This is just round 1. We're going to get these sales athletes back together for round 2 to continue down this path. And we're going to let the sales athletes do a little bit of their press conference. I'm going to bring each of the sales athletes in solo. You talk about your time in the cold cage. You guys just made history. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that live cold calls head-to-head like this has ever happened, okay? So, Ryan, we're going to go with you first. Bring you in to the post-match press conference for Cold Cage 1.
Well, I just want to say thank you to all the sponsors. I want to say thank you to Corey Bray for stepping in last minute to commentate. We had a shift there, and also want to say, although David, I did whoop your ass a little bit today, I do want to thank you for coming into the cage. We still have 2 more rounds, so we'll see how that goes. We got some things to learn from. There's a couple little things pre-show that we weren't prepared for that we fixed, and came through pretty good. At the end of the day, I'm just excited to continue to educate, empower, and entertain, our great community of SDRs that we're building out here. I do this every single day. I cold call live every single day for at least an hour, and this was a lot more fun, a lot more pressure, switching it up, trying something new, trying different things. So if you like this type of thing, we hope to see you back in the next ones. And David, I mean, really hope you get past that awkward 10-second opener thing. A little more confidence next time. See what happens.
Ryan, really appreciate you being a part of this, helping put this together. Obviously, a monumental moment for sure. We're going to let you take a breather. We're going to bring, another fantastic sales athlete, David, in here. Talk to the people. Tell us how you feel after making history, sir.
So, firstly, props to Ryan. It was great. I respect him as a competitor. Also, he's a friend of mine, if anyone's wondering. I think it was really, really fun. It was really exciting. Currently running a team now of 24 SDRs calling around the world, enabling them, training them, listening to their calls. And it's good to be on the front lines again and again. We do a lot of coaching, a lot of face-to-face time practicing. But being able to share, I think, some of that methodology and just some of that approach live is very important. And I think there's a few things here, just technical wise that we might have missed. And I want to just bring this up as well on the educational side, because that's what I'm passionate about. A lot of it is, there's things like tone. I think in the beginning of this, we had some technical issues before it threw me off. Like that first call, I'm not scared to talk to anyone, as you guys can all see. I was just nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I thought this was going to crash. But once I got that groove on, I think an important thing is knowing your tone, right? The SDR, a lot of it's about tone, about pause. And I think I respect that a lot, about the way Ryan was able to kind of slow himself down on the calls, laugh, even if it was a fake laugh on the call, an annoying fake laugh. But let's be honest, guys, this is round 1 out of 3, and we've all seen those races where the guy's like just started and he thinks he's won, and then you've usually got the Kenyan or Ethiopian Olympic athlete, and I'm originally South African, so you got that South African athlete who's just laughing because the guy's sprint pace is your just cadence, So hang in there, everybody. It's going to be an amazing trilogy. It's Floyd McGregor, it's McGregor Khabib. You know what I mean? And I've been called the polite McGregor. So
yeah, I was gonna say you've actually been called the polite McGregor. A fantastic time. I'm gonna bring the rest of the crew in here. Look, guys, I think we definitely hits a bump in the road literally minutes before this thing started. Just classic, right? So a huge shout out to Ryan and David to be able to, I mean, this is a lot to process, right? We were having them pitch some, another business. They've got to get the technical aspect right. They've got to get their script right, and then perform and make some cold calls and have some conversations and try and convert into some completions. Both of you guys did that. I think the biggest fear that anybody running a live cold calling event has is that no conversations are had and no pickups get made, and that was definitely not the case today. We had action after action after action, conversation after conversation. Corey, appreciate you coming by, man, and providing that commentary. Had a ton of fun with you. And again, I think to Ryan's point, to David's point, it's really about the education and showing, disproving some myths, whether that's about openers or being an example of, hey, this is the way that I prepared, and this is the way that I came and dealt with some adversities, and this is the way that I'm going to come back and return to the cold cage. So look, I think this went off very successfully. Super excited. Round 2 is going to be big time. It's going to be big time.
Well, we're gonna have to expand it. I think we go 2 hours. We can get the 5 connects each. Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll also do a good job of getting, even from an education perspective, also doing a connect validated list that's attached to how David may want to think about his approach from an education perspective, right? So what we're doing here is pretty challenging when you're taking connects on a somewhat random list. I know all of us deal with that, but we focused on, someone asked this question, what was the size and so on and so forth. These were all organizations, the size out of the equation, all organizations that either were actively hiring SDRs within the last couple of weeks. They had job postings, because I have my team research and validating, either actively hiring SDRs or they have SDRs on their staff. We had to move to have SDRs on their staff as well, because again, we think about everyone is hiring SDRs to get this big ass list, and you have to cut it down to CEOs at those companies who pick up the phone. Lots of work, lots of prep came into that. We went from a few hundred accounts that met that criteria down to 35 in the criteria that we called today. And then you saw the connect rates, right? We had 6 connects on, I don't know what the dials were, maybe 20 or 30 dials. But there's a lot of effort that goes into that work. So on the next phase of the education side of things, we'll be very specific so people understand what's the target. And then we'll start to continue to do some back and forth on testing. I brought the heat on trying to throw a curveball in here and show some different openers, because I see this over and over and over again with these, Corey said it nicely, people that haven't picked up the fucking phone in a decade or more, saying bullshit to people. Look, man, just be consistent and confident, and you're going to be in good shape. And I know there's some chatter about the meetings. Look, I don't care about the meetings. I'm just showing like you can move to get to a meeting. If you're an SDR that has to worry about that, use some of those tactics and you can deal with it later. Is it going to be a good fit or not? That's another thing to tell. And so we'll start working through those things, qualification questions, those types of things. So from the audience, if you have questions, feedback, ideas around what you would like to see as a part of the competition, love to see that, because this is about the education piece.
I just want to share something that Ryan was just touching on as well. And that first call for me, right, slammed in my face, right? And I think that it's the hardest thing in SDR to overcome. I think we don't, people do talk about it. I don't want to say we don't talk enough about it, because I think maybe we talk too much about it, but it's hard. And I think you need to just move on, and you need it. That's something that, being in the trenches for a long time teaches you. Like, all right, that guy just, slammed a phone in my face in front of thousands of people or whoever's watching this. Next, what am I going to do next? Ryan got a good call before it. Yes. I just got to move on. And it's just like next. And I think if you live too much in that moment, you just never get anywhere in sales. And that goes for the wins and for the losses. You just got to move on. The other thing, I think, just to plug both, Whistle Data and Buckets, Ryan and I are both very focused on the same problem, which is just making sure people connect, right? It's the number one problem right now. It's getting much worse. One of the guys actually asked me on the phone, what's the difference between, I didn't mention this before, but you can listen to the recording. He's like, we use Zoom Info, DiscoverOrg, and we've got a bunch of different ones. Like, what's the difference? And there is a massive difference. And I think you can see it today. If in a typical day, as I got through in the first guy, like reps, if they're talking without a dialer, they may be talking to 3 humans a day, right? It's a massive, what a waste of time, right? So let's massively improve rep performance by giving them at least the fuel, right, to run.
Yep. I love it. And the proof is in the pudding. And that's what we're here, on all of that, whether it's methodologies or processes or data or whatever it is the absolute time to show up and make it known, make it seen right here in the cold cage. Before we end this live event, I want to, give everybody involved a chance, go around the horn. Ryan, how can they reach out to you? What do they need to reach out to you about? Anybody that wants to talk to you, then we'll go to David and we'll end it with Corey, and then we'll end this thing off. Start us off, Ryan.
If anyone wants to reach out to me, obviously my main channel is my phone. It's on my, it's 415-994-0110. Call me anytime. If I miss you, I'll call you back. 415-99, put it in the chat. 415-994-0110. I miss you, I'll call you back. Or you can definitely connect with me on any social channel. Follow me on Twitch, YouTube, etc. See the lives. And I do want to plug, anyone who reaches out and asks for it. I have, from my previous relationships with Corey, and Corey, thank you for joining us last minute, man. I've got boxes of sales development and triangle selling from Corey Bray's closed loop, Corey and Hillman. So anyone wants free copies up to, I think, probably as many as is going to reach out for a period of time. I'll send you copies, and I'll probably include a copy of Outbound Sales No Fluff. So you get a trifecta. Reach out to me, ask for the books. I'll send them to you.
Boom. David, you're up. Talk to us, man.
Yeah, guys, look, there's only one of me, so you'll find me. I don't need to tell you how. But I did appreciate that. I'm a big believer in giving back. So, if you're stuck, maybe you need some help with a script. You got objections that keep hitting your face, what have you. Feel free to find me on LinkedIn. It's probably the best channel that I'm most active on. And I'm happy to take that time, 10-minute, let's just build your script. Let's get through some of the key pieces there and help you guys get more effective. If you're curious about how to improve data, I'm not going to necessarily plug the agency stuff that we're doing because it's kind of back to back. But if you're curious about how to improve data at your company, you've got reps that just aren't getting through, then feel free to connect with us. Take a look at the Whistle site, callwhistle.com, and book in a time to talk Whistle Data. We'll build a sample list for you, see if it works, and take it from there. You only pay for quality leads. So that's a big difference there with everything else.
Love it. Thank you, sir. Corey Bray, talk to us.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Ryan, thanks for plugging Triangle Selling and Sales Development. We've got 8 books, 2 more that are relevant for today. 46 Reasons Your Cold Calls Fail and How to Fix Them Fast. So if you want one of these dudes, reach out to me. Each chapter is like 2 or 3 pages because it's literally every mistake we've seen people make over the last 10 years. And we're just like, oh, why are you paying a bunch of money for somebody to come in and entertain your team for a day and then you don't do anything different? Let's equip managers and reps with what they need specifically to fix the specific problems they have. And then speaking of managers, 5 Secrets of a Sales Coach. If you're a sales manager, check it out. Wrote it as a novel. So it follows Arlo through his journey as he goes from being a terrible sales coach to a great one because he meets this lady named Alex in a coffee shop and she takes him under his wing. So if you're a manager, interesting. If you're a rep and your manager sucks at coaching, send him the book for a holiday present.
I love it. No, it's fantastic. Look, everybody, really excited Really appreciate everybody showing up here. And we're going to end this now. Cold Cage 1, round 1.
We take it to the cards. What's the score?
Oh, yeah. Well, look, the score.
Come on.
We've got a last score.
High-tech score. Hey, is that a pen and paper?
Oh, yeah.
Did you learn something today about the pen and paper methodology?
So the final score will have to be tallied, but I do know that with that one meeting, we were able to, Ryan bested him by 2 points. We're going to post the final score, but Ryan won round 1 of Cold Cage 1 by 2 points. This is also on the next round. We'll be posting the scorecard. It'll be a little bit more interactive. It won't be on pen and paper like this time was. Improvements, iterations will make this thing better for you guys, more entertaining. But really appreciate everybody that showed up. Ryan, you took round 1. I know David's going to come back hot and ready to go for round 2. So looking forward to it. You'll obviously see lots from SDR League about upcoming events, upcoming activities and groups and things that we've got going on. The one thing that you do need to watch out for, we will be providing the highlights from this round 1 and also the other side of the calls. So you'll be able to hear the live calls that went on today, and we'll be in touch with everybody on how to access all of that. So with that, we're going to end Cold Cage 1. Let's go out with a video, make it something cool, make it something classic to commemorate this round 1. Thanks for everybody joining in, participating.
Appreciate everybody.
Really.
Yeah, SDR League, closing on my colleagues. When it's said and done, they gon' all applaud me. With the squad doing numbers, that's my heartbeat. MVP, got 'em watching from the floor, yeah. Running the score, grinding and open up doors. Kiss me on top of the Forbes, advancing my levels, my name on the boards. Study the field, messed up my plan of attack like I'm playing lacrosse. Hustle healthy on the front line, need a shoe deal to endorse. Competition got me ready for war. Prospects know I build a rapport. SDR League, closing on my colleagues. When it's said and done, they gon' all applaud me. With the squad doing numbers, that's my heartbeat. MVP, got 'em